at a building here where we're doing a fire risk assessment. I just happened to have bumped into Brad, one of our senior fire risk assessors. Brad, what are your first thoughts when you've done the fire risk assessment here today?
Right, so what we're looking at through the premises now is the compartmentation between the units and the stairwell and the means of escape. What we found is the fire doors, being legacy fire doors, aren't really suitable and sufficient up to current legislation to comply with the regulations.
Right, okay.
Although there's not a lot we can do that, we can recommend that they be upgraded with strips and seals.
Yes.
What we're looking at is the amount of equipment and furniture within the units and offices these days will create more smoke, so therefore the stairwell will become compromised even more if the fire doors aren't up to current standards.
Okay, okay. So we go and have a look and see exactly where I know we maintained this particular hose reel only last week, and it's a bit of a beast. What are some of the key things that you tend to find when you're doing fire risk assessments? What are like the real quick wins that clients can put in place? I know you've mentioned fire doors an awful lot, but what are some of the real quick wins that, as a fire risk assessor, you're looking for?
So we're looking at clear means of escape.
Yes.
Well, means protection on that means of escape, fire doors, or we're looking at the access doors from units into the main communal areas. We're looking at portable firefighting equipment. Anything that a client can use initially to retain that small fire, prevent it from getting large, is great. Making sure the means of escape is unobstructed, making sure the amount of rubbish is unobstructed. Mail, you used to get in a unit such as this, you get a lot of business units together, you get a lot of junk mail. The junk mail's left, that's combustible items.
Yes.
We're looking at prevention of people coming in from the building and starting a fire, so we're looking at security. If people can get out fine and restrict people, unauthorised people coming in, then we're looking at a safer premises for the clients.
Okay, okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Short and sweet. Hi guys. Do you know, every building that we maintain and manage on fire safety has a story to tell, and this building here is no exception to the rule. Let me explain. When we took over the maintenance of the building here, we found that the landlord's fire panel was linked to an additional 2 fire alarm panels. We had a ground floor tenant who had his own panel linking into ours, and we also had a completely separate building next door that historically as well had been tied up, the wires, the cabling had been tied up into this panel as well. So we had to unpickle and untangle that particular arrangement. And the way we did it was by fitting an isolation switch so that we could divorce the fire systems, particularly when we're doing the maintenance, so that we're not impacting on the other site, on the other fire systems. But at the same time, when we'd finished the servicing, by reintroducing the link, we brought them all back together again. What we're essentially doing is we're challenge testing an emergency light to make sure that it works. That's for the monthly emergency light flick test or function test, and on an annual basis we're challenge testing to ensure that it can withstand a 3-hour test discharge. What that means in layman's terms, I want to make sure that that emergency light will stay on for 3 hours, and I need the assurance and the guarantee that it will remain on for 3 hours. But in reality, you're very unlikely to require an emergency light to remain on for 3 hours. In an emergency, people will tend to evacuate within minutes, and so we just need to make sure that there is sufficient capacity during that 3 hours that the emergency light will remain fully functional. In the event that it isn't, all you do is we record the fact that it's failed its discharge test or its function test, and we simply then look to get the emergency light replaced so that we can ensure that we have full fire safety compliance for the building. Right, so let me crack on and make a start with servicing this extinguisher. Right, I'm going to do a weekly fire alarm test here. We manage weekly fire alarm testing for about 200 properties up and down the UK. This just happens to be one of them, and I'm just going to do a quick weekly fire alarm test. We've got a network of about 80 testers up and down the UK who deliver the service for our clients. So why don't you watch me while I do a weekly fire alarm test for today. Right, one of the really important things that we all need to do is whenever we deliver any fire safety service, we also need to document it to prove that we're compliant to fire safety regulations. So I'm just going to fill in one of our fire safety logbooks with today's date and the fact that we did a weekly fire alarm test today. Okay. That's all done. We can move on to our next building. Right, I'm all suited and booted. We're going to do a fire evacuation drill. I've introduced you to the different types of services that we offer, from the weekly fire alarm testing, monthly emergency light testing, to all the maintenance suite of services. Fire evacuation drill is an opportunity for us to see how all of the fire safety management systems come into congruity. So in essence, what we're doing is we're simulating a fire emergency. And what we're looking to do is see how the population of a building reacts to that and how we can help them facilitate a safe egress out of a building in the event of a fire emergency. So why don't you come with me and let's see how we get on. Hi guys, I hope you enjoyed that fire evacuation drill. Well, that went incredibly well for us. There was an awful lot of people in the building. It was well managed, well marshaled, and we managed to get everyone out of the building, in excess of about 1,000 people in about 6.5 minutes, which is fantastic. I hope you've enjoyed spending the day with me today as we've chopped and changed and worked our way through different buildings, and I've shown you different kinds of things that we do. Ultimately, what we aim to do is to solve problems, fire safety problems. So if we can help you in any way, why don't you give me a call? I'd love to start a conversation with you and maybe we can work together. Stay safe and take care, and thank you so much for watching. Bye for now.